Coconut milk versus almond milk is the subject of today's food for thought. Hi, my name is Jodie Bunting and this is a daily live health tip video. So in today's video we are talking about Aldi's own brand UHT coconut milk and almond milk. Now, first of all, just in case you're wondering why this one says original and that one doesn't say anything on it, it's because they do two different kinds of almond milk. They do original, which is sweetened, and they do the unsweetened one in almond. And generally what I would say is if you're having like breakfast cereal, something that probably has got a bit of a sweet taste to it, then you probably could get away with it. The unsweetened one. Let me just tell you the calorie difference. Oh, where's the info? So the original one per 100 ml is 28 calories. And the unsweetened one is 20 calories. So there's not a huge difference. And because, as you know, when I go to Costa and Starbucks and stuff, I have just the milk on its own. This is why this one, it's just, to be honest, it's not really enjoyable. For an extra few calories, I have the sweetened one. So that's my first bit of advice. So this is why I stick to the original. And obviously the coconut one is sweetened. You can get unsweetened of Alpro and like the more expensive brands. But today we are talking about the Aldi own brands. So what is the difference between calorie difference, especially between these two? So the coconut one is slightly lower. It's 21 calories per 100 ml. And as I said, it's 28 calories per 100 ml of the almond one. And to be honest with you, I just prefer the flavour of almonds. So if you don't really like nuts, you don't really like almonds, then obviously coconut will be for you. If you're looking for the lowest calorie, as I said, coconut is the winner. Just a little brief overview. My alarm's going off. Coconut. So in here is 5% coconut water or coconut milk. So this is the case with all these milks. Actually, because for those of you who've bought one of those really expensive coconut waters, they're so expensive and they're really calorific. So this is why things like this are quite good calorie-wise, because, well, you'll see why when I tell you the ingredients. So 5% coconut milk, and the biggest ingredient is water. So that's why it's so low in calories. And in that coconut milk is coconut cream and more water. So within that 5%, there's even more water. The next ingredient is rice syrup, which is 3%. So that's obviously where it's getting its sweetness from. Then it's got sugar, metrodexin, which again is another sweetener, I think. Calcium phosphate, stabilizers, carmogenum, guar gum, xena gum, flavorings, sea salt, vitamin B12 and vitamin D. So you can see by the ingredients there, these milks are really processed, guys. So if you are okay with dairy, as always, I would recommend to have real dairy, because there's only one ingredient in dairy milk, and that's milk. Okay, so if you're looking for low calories, or like me, you just your body seems to do better without dairy, that's the only reason I would go for these. I wouldn't go for these unless you've got a good reason to. So that is basically coconut milk. And as I said, I just prefer the flavour of the almond. We'll go through the ingredients on here. The first ingredient is water. The second ingredient is sugar. So therefore almond is only 2%, just 2% almond. So that's such little. I'm surprised you can even taste the almonds. The other ingredient is calcium, sea salt, stabilizers, riboflavin and vitamin B12 and vitamin D2. So I'm just trying to wonder how that where the sweet, oh yeah, the sugar is the second one. So it just hasn't got any rice syrup like that one is. Great. Okay, so those are the two different milks. So let's pour them. The only slight difference I've noticed is that this one is orange or amber on the sugars, and this one is green. So there's obviously less sugar in. However, this one has got rice syrup in it. I'll read out the carbs in them. So this one is 5.3% carbs, or 5.3 grams per 100 ml, also worked out a percentage. And this one is 3.2. So again, that doesn't make sense. I think it's because basically the rice syrup is not classed as sugars and therefore is green on there. But actually this one has got less carbs in it for those of you on keto or looking to cut your carbs. So let's do the taste test. I do find with these things it is good to give them a little shake to get everything moving, especially if you've had it in the cupboard for a while. I was going to lick that then. Right, so let's pour in this almond milk. And by the way, if you do have milks like this, because I've had the luxury of Starbucks and Costa frothing them for me, they are just so much better hot. It's almost like, especially the coconut milk, it's like an exotic hot drink. So I wouldn't recommend really just having a glass like this, but for the purposes of tasting the difference, this is why we are doing this. Now you can see straight away the colour on that, look. It's got that lovely coconut glossiness to it. Whereas if you put it against the almond, obviously you've got the natural almond colours in there. I'm sure it did actually say, I'm sure it said somewhere about colourings. No, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so let's try them both right here, right now. So coconut. The smell is great. Yep, nice. Oh, see, that one tastes so much sweeter. I just prefer it. I think it's because it's thicker as well. I think you can see that when I'm shaking the ram. That one just does look thicker. Let's have another little go, see if we can pick anything else out. I feel the coconut one is like for a hot day or, you know, in the summer sort of drink, whereas the almond one, a little bit more creamier, as I said, sweeter, and just feels heavier as well. So that's probably why I like it, especially on a cold day like today. And I really enjoyed it. And as I said, having this frothed, it just takes it onto a whole new level because you get a lovely frothy head on it, just like you would a gorgeous latte. So that was it, guys. That was almond versus coconut. As I said, the only difference really is calorie-wise, that is slightly less. But what I would say to you guys is, what do you prefer taste-wise? And this is where the almond is the winner for me. Leave us a comment. What is your favourite milk alternative if you need an alternative? Do you love real milk? Do you love raw milk? That is obviously another favourite with a lot of my slimmers. But thank you for joining me. As always, guys, leave us a comment, like, give it a share. And if you're watching on replay on YouTube, click on subscribe. It's now time to go off and do my boot camp in Church Broughton. See you in the morning for the Tuesday workout. See you then.